Judith Blacklock and I've got a flower school in London. I've written 11 best-selling books. I'm the editor of a wonderful magazine called The Flower Ranger. I believe I can teach anyone. All you need is a love, a passion for flowers, and I can teach you the rest. This is a silk flower arrangement using a selection of blending colours in a beautiful pot. This container or vase has got such lovely textures, and there's a touch of pink that reflects through, and that's why I've chosen to use burgundy flowers that creates that link. When you're doing silk flower arrangements, it's always a good idea to have some foliage to start. You use fewer flowers and it softens, gives a more natural appearance. I often use fresh foliage with silk flowers, and when you're working in a large area and the flowers are seen at a distance, no one will ever know. So to start, I'm going to use what is the equivalent, the artificial or the faux bear grass. If you've got a long stem, let me show you for example this delphinium. It's best not to actually cut the stem because then you're left with a short flower. If there's a possibility, bend it and then place it in. It also creates a structure for adding the other flowers. But here I'm going to start with this bear grass and I'm going to tuck or put in. And when you're doing vase arrangements, its proportion is what is important. That the volume of flowers to that of your container is 1.5 to 1 in a conventional, traditional style. I call it classic. And so these, with their ends bent, pop them in. Once I've got that structure in, I've got lavender. And I think this lavender is very realistic looking. I like it. And it's on what we call a pick, so that there's various flowers coming from that one central pick. And we just put those in. And trying to get the volumes 1.5 to 1. So they are giving a good structure for my principal flowers which come in at the end. So silk flower arranging really is very easy. Do remember to take the labels off, because that will give away the fact that they're not straight from the garden. So there we are, structure of foliage and in fact you could leave it like that. I think that's got a charm of its own. But I've got these lovely peonies here, and these peonies are a very good quality, but they give that round form. And if you start mixing your flowers, you really do need to include at least one round form. I'm going to try and get away with not cutting it. I might have to, but let's try and see. So push it down into the vase, and you just need a few. So I'm now going to add delphinium. When you're arranging artificial flowers, it's always a good idea to do the ones that are in season together. So you find that the lavender, the peonies and the delphiniums are all in flower at the same time. And it just makes it more realistic, and it makes the flowers happier because they are most comfortable together. I've added my delphinium, and a point to remember is why I like the grasses. It flows over the rim and softens. It makes it easier rather than having just the stems of flowers rising out of the centre of the vase. And then I'm going to add a few of these flowers. Now these are artificial flowers, but they're actually made out of paper. And I thought that this pink would just lift the arrangement. The choice is yours. Perhaps one day you have it like this, then the next day you add a few flowers of a different tone or hue, and then you just pop it in to give a little different effect. So I'm going to place those in now. They're doubled over, so if they're too short, I can just extend them. And they do bend really easily. You want to pull them out and just like that and tweak them a little bit, and the leaves as well. You can make those work for you, make them three-dimensional just by pulling them out and playing with them. And then I just take them in and take them down into the arrangement, 1, 2, and my third one. See, it's a little bit squashed, but how easily it just opens out and looks so much fresher and better. So there you have a very quick silk flower display for summer.